2020 brought challenges and changes, industry successes, and, unfortunately, setbacks for many due to the COVID-19 pandemic. Through it all, the Council addressed the multiple economic challenges facing the U.S. cotton industry. The National Cotton Council engaged almost daily with Congress and the administration regarding critical legislative, trade, and regulatory matters, with a high priority placed on seeking economic relief desperately needed by industry members due to COVID-19. Multiple relief packages resulted, including the Coronavirus Aid, Relief, and Economic Security Act and 2 phases of the Coronavirus Food Assistance Program. The NCC conducted numerous live webinar sessions to escalate producer enrollment in the U.S. Cotton Trust Protocol.
The American farmer does care about the land. We want the land to be better than what we left it.
And that's what this sustainability protocol allows us to do. It gets back to telling the story.
By year's end, more than 500 producers had enrolled. The NCC helped publicize significant Trust Protocol events, including the program's addition to the Textile Exchange's list of preferred fibers and materials, and Gap Incorporated becoming the first American brand to join this important sustainability initiative.
I promise to be their champion and their voice
for all segments of the U.S. cotton industry.
Early in the year, the NCC conveyed to the administration and Congress the importance of ensuring that programs important to the cotton industry were maintained with adequate funding levels in the 2021 budget. That included communicating specifically with the House and Senate Appropriations Committees, including joining on to a letter with numerous other agriculture organizations to committee leaders, urging full funding of the Market Access Program and Foreign Market Development Programs. In one of the first actions regarding COVID-19's impact, the NCC, along with other agricultural and business groups, communicated to Congress and the administration focusing on the immediate needs of businesses throughout the economy and how to best respond with an initial round of relief, highlighting the critical importance of maintaining an unimpeded agricultural workforce and supply chain, production and transportation activities, including the availability of agricultural inputs for the 2020 crop year. At year's end, the President signed into law a COVID relief and assistance measure that included important support for agriculture and some cotton industry segments, but not the critical support needed for the merchandising segment. The COVID relief and assistance measure also included a $2 million increase to the USDA Animal and Plant Health Inspection Service's cotton pest account, the boll weevil eradication program, for a total of $13.597 million. The bill included funding for USDA Agriculture Research cotton ginning laboratories, maintained level funding for the Market Access Program and Foreign Market Development Program, and provided funds for ARS Cotton Research Program priorities. President Trump signed into law congressionally approved legislation containing a $484 billion coronavirus package to replenish relief and assistance programs created in the CARES Act. That legislation, which included $321 billion for the PPP, also allowed farms to be eligible for the Economic Injury Disaster Loan. The NCC worked with USDA and other federal agencies to provide relief on H-2A visa processing to ensure guest workers can get to their agricultural employers in a timely manner.
But the reality of a 7th straight year of recession coupled with trade disruptions have brought a new level of stress to every part of life.
After President Trump announced the Phase 1 trade deal with China, which went into effect in mid-February of 2020, the National Cotton Council issued a statement saying the agreement could provide a much-needed boost to U.S. cotton exports. Following President Trump's signing of the congressionally approved U.S.-Mexico-Canada Agreement, USMCA, early in 2020, the NCC issued a statement saying the agreement would provide a boost in trade certainty for U.S. cotton and cotton textile products in the North American market. The USMCA, which updates and modifies the North American Free Trade Agreement, included a textile chapter that offers significant improvements for domestic textile manufacturers and workers. The NCC monitored the impact of the Department of Homeland Security's Customs and Border Protection's withhold release order for the imports of any cotton and products containing cotton that was grown by the Xinjiang Production and Construction Corps in the Xinjiang province of China, and urged the U.S. government to accelerate efforts to develop technologies that can enable downstream identification of articles produced with forced labor so that any sanctions could be uniformly and accurately applied.
In the latest USDA report, the 2020 U.S.
The NCC continued to utilize key communications vehicles such as its Cotton's Week newsletter, daily e-newsletter, radio news lines, social media channels, videos, webinars, and columns in various trade publications for disseminating key information to its members. A major endeavor was the NCC's creation of a COVID-19 resources page on its website to help its members navigate the new business landscape resulting from that pandemic. Members were encouraged to visit the site often for frequently updated information regarding legislation and assistance and relief options being provided by various federal agencies aimed at helping those affected by the crisis. The National Cotton Council welcomed but analyzed the EPA Army Corps of Engineers Navigable Waters Protection Rule. Under that rule, the agency streamlined the definition of waters of the United States so that it included 4 simple categories of jurisdictional waters.
As a result, the industry is worried about the future of new technologies if the coordinated framework is not working at its most efficient level.
The NCC continued to engage EPA on crop protection product matters, such as registrations, that affect efficient cotton production. After the U.S. Court of Appeals for the Ninth Circuit vacated the registration of Extendamax, Fexapan, and Ingenia dicamba herbicides, NCC President CEO Gary Adams sent a letter to EPA Administrator Andrew Wheeler outlining cotton producers' difficult position. He urged EPA to allow the use of existing stocks and/or take other administrative action to allow producers to legally implement weed control programs in 2020 using dicamba.
Rail transportation is vitally important to the U.S. cotton industry.
Late in the year, NCC Chairman Kent Fountain testified at a Senate committee hearing on passenger and freight rail. He reminded the panel of the challenges faced throughout the cotton industry due to COVID-19 and urged the Senate to pass a COVID-19 relief bill that not only addressed the needs of producers, but included explicit direction to USDA to assist cotton textile mills and merchants. He also reiterated the need for reliable and cost-effective freight rail service to transport cottonseed and cotton fiber to domestic users and ports.
We recognize that the global textile business and supply chains have changed forever, and as a result, all of us need to change with it.
In 2020, Cotton Council International, CCI, the National Cotton Council's export promotion arm, promoted U.S. cotton as the cotton the world trusts in more than 50 countries under its Cotton USA trademark, despite the COVID-19 pandemic. CCI pivoted its strategies and took its communications and events online to help drive export growth of U.S. cotton fiber, yarn, and other cotton products. Participants were informed on U.S. cotton's technical advantages, networking platforms were created for buyers and sellers of U.S. cotton, and U.S. cotton sustainability was promoted, with an ultimate goal of boosting U.S. cotton sales. Participation in Cotton USA events led these mills to expect purchasing an additional 1.6 million bales of U.S. cotton, estimated at nearly $436 million. The Cotton Foundation Board of Trustees approved $210,000 in funding for 11 general research projects for 2020-21. Included are studies related to pest management, sustainability, regulatory issue information gathering, plant protection products re-registration, risk data updating, and education efforts. Multiple foundation member firms continued to sponsor special projects. Through the foundation, assistance also continued for vital National Cotton Council communications vehicles, including the Cotton's Week newsletter. In addition, the foundation's support of the NCC's web server made it possible for the NCC to continue posting valuable educational materials, including streaming video for industry members. While we do not know what this year holds for the cotton industry, we do know there will be challenges as the world tries to move to a post-COVID environment and a new administration, among other things. The Council staff and volunteer leaders are well positioned to meet these challenges and move the industry forward.